see. Okay. Looks like we're live. Let's go ahead and check the sound, just because I still don't trust it. After that time a few weeks ago. Let's see. Yep. Alright. We are live. Okay. So, this is the Irresolute Cartographer. It is Friday, April 4th, 2025 at 5:06 p.m. Central Daylight Time. Here we are in Fallout 4, specifically, of course, in the Institute. And this week we'll be talking about the last lore video I put out on the Gunners and the upcoming lore video that will be on Covenant. Now, there's actually a reason why I'm here in the Institute, and that's, of course, because the Institute has a relation to the quest taking place within Covenant. And basically,
welcome to the Institute.
If you're in my Discord, you already know this, but if you were not in my Discord, then you likely don't know this. Hey, LOL, welcome to the stream. I have recorded most, I would say 95% of the footage that I need for the video on Covenant, but there's a little bit of extra stuff that I want to cover. Specifically, I want to see how Covenant reacts to you being a part of the Institute, and I also want to see how the people of Covenant react to the Institute having been destroyed. And those are the two things I've got left to figure out. Other than that, I've covered it as a member of the Railroad, as not a member of the Railroad. I've covered the different versions of what happens with Amelia Stockton, who is the person at the center of the quest, Human Error, that takes place within the compound outside of Covenant. So why don't we go ahead and let's see, can I fast travel out of here yet? I think I probably can. Let's go ahead and head up to Covenant. Nope, I guess fast travel is not available from this location. Is that because I still have to like tell them, yes, I'm on your side now? Because I literally just got this character into the Institute for the purposes again of doing some filming later. So let's see. I guess I still have to meet the faction heads.
Remember to keep unnecessary power consumption.
So in terms of the Gunners video, I have so far found two things that I missed. I'm just gonna work through this real quick so we can move along.
I just wanted to find my son and keep.
Now that
There we go.
we maintain it. There's a lot of
Absolutely.
Oh, good to hear. Take your time.
Sure. It must be.
Who
a
knows
challenge
what
to
I'm
me,
telling
but-
these people that I'm gonna do for them.
It's a good. Third primary drive.
All right. Yeah. So again, in terms of the Gunners, there's two things I've discovered that I missed. One of them was actually noted by a viewer of the video, and specifically that was the fact that what was it? Okay, yeah, there's a family of former Gunners in Nuka World, and I missed them entirely. And then along with that, I did find a gunner guarding a caravan that was destroyed here outside of Covenant.
Wally must be
Dr.
close to
Clayton
10 years old
Holder.
by now.
Give me one
Head of the
second here.
It's
bioscience
remarkable that any child can
I look
survive
forward to
this
learning
long.
more about it.
In that case, our most to that we've you probably
Seems like
This
there's
isn't the
nothing you
point of
guys
the
can't do.
video here.
hard. I'm
I'm not sure how well I'll fit in.
great in any
You mentioned medical care.
in he's our doctor. You
There we go. I do know I also need to find Virgil's serum here, but that's not really the point of this either. I just want to be able to get to where I can leave the Institute. Hope you all are having a good week. It's been a busy one for me, getting the video on the Gunners and then that Surveil video out. And then also, I've done actually extensive work on this Covenant video because it was meant to be a March video, and I'm trying to get it out as quickly as possible within the month of April. And then after that, we can move on to Fallout 76.
Supplement 77
Let's
has
see.
been discontinued.
That is correct.
Let's talk to Advanced Systems people here. Hey, Rosie Shorts, Voidblade. Yeah. Average Fallout 4 conversation. Yeah.
She's been at it for over
Let's see
2
where
hours.
we're going here.
What is she even testing?
Nothing. At this point, she's just...
Excuse me,
Madison Lee
Ah,
from Fallout
it's
3.
you. You're here then.
Welcome to the stream,
Yes,
Clay.
yes, I know
Hope
who
you're
you
doing
are.
well.
Don't worry. I promise I won't get.
Thank you. Oh, I've been told you're to be
Thank you. I'm sure that'll.
given, if nothing. Now,
I'd like a progress report on your division.
taking your new appointment. Very. I'm.
Again, if you missed the earlier part of the stream, I'm just trying to get to where I can fast travel out of the Institute. The purpose of what I'm doing here is actually to prepare for... Come on, let me out of this door. to prepare for the filming of additional footage for the Covenant video. Because it's one of those things where I originally, like, I've done the Covenant stuff before, but I was not really considering it all that much when I was saying that I was going to do a video on Covenant, just because there are deeper implications to the events that take place in Covenant. Specifically, just the consideration of the mission of Covenant.
Authorized personnel only.
So Dr. Ayo.
What is the shortened name for the Soul Survivor?
We're all looking forward
Yeah,
to
I don't have a good one.
Upgrades I asked for. Maybe I should take some courses with me.
You're here.
Yes.
Glad you made it.
Please don't. There's enough friction as it is
Hey,
between
Doc.
us
So,
and pretty much all the other departments.
Here you are. Justin Ayo. I'll be up front. Despite your... I'm sure...
No problems here.
Good to hear. Now, our primary...
I'm sure it's best for everyone if...
Certainly. The result. Our maintenance courses, they are high. What I gather... In fact...
I'm no stranger to come.
Even so... now, unless...
Okay.
I'd like to know more about this.
Once we then... In the
So yeah, again, I filmed most of the stuff that I have to do for Covenant. But again, like I was saying earlier, before some of y'all may have come in, I want to record it as a member of the Institute, and after having destroyed the Institute, to see how it affects things. Fallout 4, the only Fallout game where Todd actually disliked it at first. Huh. I didn't know about that.
Pardon me, sir.
Good to
All
see
right.
you. Feeling well today?
Was that okay? So that completed institutionalized. Do I have to talk to Father, or can I go back up to the? I think I can go to the
Do you
teleporter.
need
Let's
all
see.
these coursers roaming the halls?
I don't know if I count as a member of the Institute yet. Unfortunately, they took away that... I think they took away, at least, the fact where you could see what your status was with the different factions. That was a nice thing that they had back in the day. May as well go do this synth retention thing. Although, okay, let's see. Is it downstairs, or I guess it's upstairs, yeah. So yeah, I mean, the real question when it comes right down to it is, and I hope y'all are at least familiar with the concept of Covenant's mission. Here,
now that you've had a chance to see the Institute firsthand, what do you think?
Okay, so he was sold on the graphics.
First things first. How do I get back to the surface?
The same way you got in, of course. You are not a prisoner here. You may come and go as you please. Ultimately, all our knowledge and
it is so
resources
strange.
are
This
focused on a single goal.
It makes
the goal is
sense,
best summarized by our
but
motto,
it's strange.
mankind, redefined. Unfortunately, no advancement comes without occasional setbacks.
Speaking to your own
As
son when
remarkable
he's
as
something
our
like 30 years
sins are,
older than you.
They can be dangerous without proper supervision. The superior synth mind and body attempting to wrestle with something approaching free will can be a recipe for chaos.
If the synths are intelligent and self-aware, then they have a right to free will.
However closely they may approximate human behavior, they are still our creations. When you see what I have to show you, I think you'll agree that we know what is best for our synths. A rogue synth has taken over the Raider
Oh,
gang
yeah.
in Libertalia. His memories have been erased, and his identity altered. He believes he's a man named Gabriel. Under his leadership, the Raiders have taken many innocent lives. I've dispatched a courser to Libertalia. I'd like you to join him and reclaim that synth.
Who erased his memories? And why?
Those idealistic radicals who call themselves the Railroad are behind it. We'll deal with them in time. But right now, the priority is to reclaim that synth before more harm is done. Now you should get moving. Many people are in danger, and a delay could cost lives.
Yeah, I don't agree with his argument there, but one second. One thing about the Gunners vid, if the higher-ups of the Gunners were Enclave remnants, it would make sense for them to tell people below them to act normal to avoid the Brotherhood. Yeah, I suppose so, but again, I would have expected to
sooner that
see
synth is
at least
safely
some
back in
form
the
of Enclave iconography somewhere. Can I fast travel now? Let's see if I can fast travel at this point. Yes, okay. Let's see here. Yeah, that's true. Although, so I definitely looked. That's a fun fast travel system. I definitely looked into the Creation Club content for the Gunners. Not that I was going to use any of it for the video, but just to see what they had for it. And there's a bunch of them using vertibirds in that, which again, like I covered in the video, there's only one that we see in the game, and in the vanilla game, in the canonical content, and it's crashed into the roof of Mass Bay Medical Center, which apparently I don't have on this. I've never visited on this character before, for whatever reason. Let's see here. Is it just me, or was the weapons in Fallout 4 that could turn people into... That's in Fallout 3. Yeah, the Mesmatron. It's referenced. The company that manufactures it, at least, is referenced here, which Implied Hypnotics is the name of that company. But yeah, so again, their father's argument was, yes, they know the synths are intelligent, and they know that they're conscious, but they don't deserve free will because they're their creations. It's kind of I don't know how you can make that argument. It's like it would be the same argument as like any parent claiming that no matter what, they could tell their kid what to do with their life, and would basically be able, like, if they had the ability to, they could go in and basically control them via mind control. Which, yeah. Anyway, let's go over here. Hey, Alhoon Gaming, welcome to the stream. Hope everybody's having a good week. I know there's some rough weather in certain parts of the country right now. I'm hoping we get some rain here in the next couple days.
Killed my brother!
I'm in a part of Central Texas where most of our water comes out of the ground, and so they've and the amount of people living in my area has been dramatically increasing. And so the price of water just doubled for us. So any rain we get is just excellent. But, of course, that I wouldn't want to get the tornadoes that people are getting up in Arkansas and Missouri and stuff like that.
You should have given up.
Playing GTA 5 and accidentally turned into a dog? How does that happen? I will admit, I've only played like an hour of GTA Online. It just wasn't my thing. I liked the heists in standard GTA. What is this? Is this a Brotherhood, or... I assume this is Brotherhood. Vertibird. Unless something else has happened here. It's weird that I can't seem to target anything, but he's targeting them.
I'm already...
Oh yeah, okay. So he's gonna fight the Brotherhood, I'm not. Whoa, what the? Are they gonna fire on me? Because I'm here with him? Oh. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I think it was an Assaultron that just killed me. Hey Goodman, welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good week. If they have a crashed vertibird, then they know how to repair and fly them. Well, I don't know if them having a crashed vertibird implies that they can do either of those things. If anything, it says they know how to crash a vertibird. Let's see, okay. Let's head back out to the Nant Wharf. And hopefully this time no Brotherhood patrol that distracts the courser I'm here with. Hey Ryan Pearson, welcome to the stream. I'm glad you love the videos. Of course. I'm glad you like the videos. Looking forward to getting this next one out and sharing what I've found on Covenant. Because, again, like oh, okay. So
I'm ready to move in, sir.
Put some raiders here. I've encountered the Covenant lore before, but it's not something that I've considered all that deeply before now. Okay.
You must be the courser I'm supposed to meet.
Yes, sir. Designation X6. Wait. Did you hear something? Oh, no, you didn't.
Are we really gonna... You're gonna fight the Brotherhood again? Or is this about the Super Mutant with Mini Nuke?
Sloppy tactics, bad aim. This one's no fun.
You gotta wonder if the coursers are trained to use a more robotic voice, or if it's something that they just take on as an affectation to make sure that people know that they know their place. And by more robotic, I mean more modern voice. Oh, right. Okay. I'm gonna cheat a little bit here.
I'm already bored.
I didn't want to get this quest moving. I'm not going to fire on the Brotherhood because my guy's currently allied with them, so... Alright. Let's see. You think the Vertibird and the Mass Bay Medical Center were shot down? I didn't see any evidence of that, although I may have missed it. Okay. Oh. That's a physics object? That's weird. Why, of all things, they made the ramp up onto the boat a physics object, of all things. Like, strange. You know, it's one of those things where it could simply be the case that I don't have a big enough channel for YouTube's censors to worry about. But I always see people talking about basically anytime there's blood, that YouTube comes in and like censors them and like tries to take their videos down and stuff, but I've never experienced that once. I don't know. And it's what there have even been times. Oh, there have even been times when I was making a video on Starfield, for example, and on the mission Ground Pounder, and you go into that scientific facility, and there's all these dead scientists lying around just in pools of their own blood, and like at a glance it actually looks real, and it's like I hope that they don't come down on me for this. Crash there. Found a working Vertibird tuner. Yep. No, you're right. And the simple fact that it's there when the game starts means that it's not a Brotherhood Vertibird. So it does mean that they have managed to at least fix one of them. So. Wait, is the court? No, the Courser's not. I wonder if I should just head over there and hope he follows. Let's see.
I'm ready to move in, sir.
You must be the Courser I'm supposed to meet.
Yes, sir. Designation X688. I've already neutralized the perimeter guard. Just give the word, and we can start the assault on the main flotilla.
What do we know about this synth, Gabriel?
Oh,
Did you hear something?
I'm never gonna get this mission started, am I? Wait. What happened to the Super Mutants? Okay, I don't know. Once again, sorry, pilot. But I gotta get this mission moving, and I actually want to talk to this synth and see what he has to say.
You must be the Courser I'm supposed to meet.
Yes, sir. Designation X688. I've already neutralized the perimeter guard. Just give the word, and we can start the assault on the main flotilla.
Before we start that, so finding it, I mean, I don't think it's that unlikely. We've got multiple Vertibirds in the Boston area that are in actually relatively good shape, even if they have crashed. Like the one in the roof of the Museum of Freedom is actually not in bad shape. It's just, again, lodged in the roof of the museum. Now, probably they would want to find one that was either landed when the EMP went off, or they'd want to find one that basically took a soft landing somewhere. I mean, there's even some that you can find in water, and you'd have to think that it's kind of like the Lady of the Lake quest or whatever it's called when they pull the B-25, is it? I can't remember. Out of Lake Mead in Fallout New Vegas. Anyway, let's see.
What do we know about this synth, Gabriel?
Designation B-592 is holed up in the shack on top of the upended cargo ship. He's probably got his best fighters with him, so we should plan on heavy resistance. So, are you ready to go in?
All right, let's go.
Right behind you, sir.
So yeah, I've basically avoided doing Institute stuff throughout the past just because I disagree with them on a fundamental level. It's one of those things where it's like, they may have the best technology out there, like by far. I mean, they can create synthetic humans, but what they do with that technology is abhorrent. And it's like, they try to justify what they do, but at the same time it's like, okay, you may think you're doing the right thing for people, but you're going into individual little communities, and we're talking civilian communities, not raiders or anything like that. And you're going in and you're kidnapping people and replacing them. And it's one of those things where it's like, okay, the synth doesn't have any decision-making capacity in that. But at the same time, it's one of those things where it's like, if you're engaged in a war against an enemy that's got a whole bunch of conscripted soldiers, you're still going to fight that war. And you're still going to end up having to kill those people that aren't there voluntarily, but you're doing it for the sake of survival. Again, it's the same sort of thing where it's like, I absolutely endorse the killing of replacement synths. Oh, crap. No! God, I tried to jump over that little wall. Ah. 2 vertebrates within gunner territory. Okay. Back to Libertalia. One more time here. This time I'm not even going to bother with the Courser. I don't know exactly how much help he's been. Both times I've been doing well up until the mini nuke. Well, it's been 3 times, but anyway. Okay. I could be wrong, but I wouldn't even be slightly surprised to find it as Gabriel with a mini nuke.
Hey,
I don't remember. It's been a while since I've been in Libertalia.
shit!
This is one of those rare characters where I feel that they're strong enough and well-armed enough that I don't have to actually put on God mode for the purposes of recording content. But so far I've been proven wrong on that. Oh. Are they firing on me? I don't think they're firing on me. I think I was just catching some bullets on this guy. Okay, so they just fired a mini nuke at the vertebrate, which is a really stupid idea. Let's go this way. They just... I think they just blew themselves up. Oh, X6 is here with us anyway. I also know that the Courser Companion will work with you. Like, he will have a comment on Covenant. I don't remember what it is off the top of my head, but I think it has something to do with a safe test, and I definitely want to hear what he has to say about that. The other thing is, the safe test is really strange. If you don't remember, when you originally show up to Covenant, they have a 9-question test that they put you through in order to determine whether or not you're a synth. Well, they're literally just copied verbatim. Well, not verbatim, actually. They are almost entirely copied verbatim from Vault 101's GOAT. Now, they changed the wording here and there, so it's no longer you made the Vault baseball team, it's you made a baseball team. But, you know, it's one of those things where for a little while there I was thinking maybe this is just something where the GOAT and the safe test are both based on some pre-war tests, but no. You go into the compound and there are posters of the questions with Vault-Tec art, and the one specifically regarding the baseball question actually has Vault 101 written on it. Which leads to the question of how did that get into the hands of Oh. Is that an enemy? Oh. Okay. Well, they're helpful for now, but I'm sure that X6 is going to have a problem with them. But the question is, how did the people of the compound get their hands... Can I climb this? On a test from Vault 101. And so then it's the question of, are we supposed to take that as like an actual canon in-universe thing where this is actually from Vault 101? Or are we supposed to take it as the artists who are working on Fallout 4 just grabbed the original art, colorized it, and threw it into the game without thinking about it? But the problem is that they did edit the actual questions for use in the actual test itself. But again, the art team and the people who are doing the actual writing of the questions, probably different people. Although I don't know, because sometimes it is literally just one person who makes an entire location, so I don't know. Let's see here. The helmets have Vault-Tec logos, and the scientist has a Vault-Tec lab coat. Yeah, no, that's true. Oh. Didn't actually realize this was going in somewhere.
There's something important I need to tell you.
What is it?
What is it?
I'm going to give you B592's reset code. If he hears the code phrase, it'll reset his cognitive processes and make him docile. You'll need to say B592 initialize factory reset, followed by the authorization code Gamma 71 Epsilon. Once he's shut down, I can transport him safely back to the Institute.
Let's avoid violence.
I'd like to avoid any unnecessary violence.
Well, he might not be alone up there.
Might not be.
Might be inevitable. That's all, sir. Ready when you are.
Okay. I don't even know if he's... no, this is an actual just... Oh, we got a terminal here. Gabriel's terminal. But the thing with the lab coat having a Vault-Tec logo on it, I need to check, but I feel like a lot of the time it's on all the lab coats. I mean, I'll check though. Command prompt log. Deleting old files. Archive for user James Wire. Okay, we've got some files here that are, what's that, 4 to 5 years old? Okay, so here we are, a new home, only casualty. Sorry, what's this post there? Fallout 4, posters, recruited from scratch. Okay. Well, but the artwork on them looks the same, just colorized, but anyway. Only casualties was one of Anderson's less useful toes. Otherwise, I'd say cleaning the Mirelurks out of these old hulks went pretty well. Now we just have to figure out what we do next. Been a long time since any of us knew life outside the Minutemen, but General Becker was the only thing holding those folks together. Now that he's dead, it's just a matter of time until the militia start turning on each other. Not worth sticking around after that. Not worth sticking around for that. Well, we can make something out of this place. I know it. We're going to have to. Let's see. Epic Nate confirmed that... Okay. Well, there you go. Are we talking about all the posters, or the posters specific to Covenant? So yeah, I thought I remembered Gabriel having once been a Minuteman. We're running through food a lot faster than we'd planned. People are starting to get hungry. We're rationing, but the scouts need to turn up something soon or we're in trouble. All the posters, okay. December 2282. So my point in saying was it specific to Covenant or all the posters is it's entirely possible that the posters specific to Covenant were basically they just grabbed the old stuff from the GOAT and used it there. And basically, you know, imported it and updated it. And obviously it's colorized because if I'm remembering correctly, the GOAT pictures are all in black and white in the first game. In Fallout 3, I mean. December 2282, I had Anderson and Williams hanged today. Not pleased about executing the best guns we still had, but it needed to be done. Into the last month, they started finding big caches of food and supplies. We were starving, so I didn't ask where it came from. Turns out, then today we got a visit from Bunker Hill Guards. Turns out that the boys had been hitting caravans, feeding us the spoils. I gave the guards my word those boys would see justice, and I kept my word, but justice doesn't put food in my people's mouths. February 2283. No more. Another caravan stiffened my boys. This mercenary crap we've been driven to isn't worth it, and the bastards, when the bastards don't pay. I tried to get the merchants at Bunker Hill to cut us some slack, to give us something, anything to eat, but they wouldn't deal. They're in on it, too, I guarantee. No, this ends now. Today, me and my boys will make an example. And April 2283. 4 new recruits today. So they heard all about the caps the raiders in the bay had been pulling in. Raiders. That's what they called us. And they're not wrong. We're making money hand over fist. Bunker Hill, the caravans, they'll pay us to do nothing, to leave them alone. This is the best shape we've been in since leaving the Minutemen. General Becker would be sick if he saw us now, but he's dead and we're alive. I don't feel like writing anymore. Okay. So then the question, of course, is, did Gabriel change his name from James Wire? Or did he come in here and attempt to delete the original documents when he took over? And I actually don't know. Because it's one of those things where it's, you could say it works either way, because here in his last thing here, come on, says, I don't feel like writing anymore. It could well be, you could see it being Gabriel coming in and attempting to delete his old thoughts on this stuff. Not wanting to relive the fact that he had turned into what he did from what he was. But again, it could entirely just be a separate person attempting to come in and rewrite the terminal and wasn't able to get rid of the old files because he didn't know the proper command. Oh, you have to go. Okay, so you do have to go through this door. Thank you.
I'm ready to move in, sir.
Okay. So yeah, again, the actions of Covenant. The question is, are they justified? And at the end of the day, they're killing something like 3 to 5 innocent people for every synth they catch.
That it's stealing plunder from honest, hard-working Commonwealth gangs.
V592, initialize factory reset, authorization Gamma 71 Epsilon.
What? You okay? Gabriel, can you hear me? Shit, they did something to him. Take them out.
Please don't run.
Oh, probably should have reloaded. Uh-oh. Well, I'm going to cheat because I don't want to go back through that. There we go. There we go.
Nice work, sir. I'll take the synth back.
Okay, so I guess we're done here. Anyway, so again, it comes down to a question of Covenant's morality, because at the end of the day, again, they're killing. I think they said 5 to 6 false positives for every synth they catch, which is a significant number. But it's also one of those things where it's like, how many people are the Institute killing every time that they send in synths to a new settlement? And it's one of those things where it's like, on the balance, is it a positive that they do what they do? And I would say that, like, their actions are definitely, I mean, extremely harsh. Because, again, they're murdering a lot of innocent people just to get the people that they want to kill. I don't know, it seems like the better move is to attempt to take on the Institute directly, but at the same time, how exactly do you do that when you can't even get into the Institute without the molecular transporter?
Turn up, dead.
We got U.S. COVID Operations Manual, vicious boxes and beehives, camouflage special.
Huh? You should be.
I want to fast travel, but I know it's not going to let me until I kill these guys. So. But again, it's like I was saying before, I have no qualms about killing synths that have come in and replaced people, because again, in a war against the Institute, even if the synth that has come in to replace someone has no control over the situation they've been put in, it's the same sort of situation where if you're killing a conscripted soldier in an enemy army that's come in to try to kill you, it's entirely regrettable, but it's something that has to be done in order to secure your position and the safety of your own people. Why didn't James just... Yeah, it's a good question. Why didn't he just move to Bunker Hill and basically do a Nuka World type situation? Basically take over the trade that was taking place there, guard the traders that are there, but effectively just take tribute from them constantly. It's a good question. Because at the end of the day, who would really want to live like this? And it does lead to the question of what exactly is going on with the weather systems in the world. Because in any real world Boston, you would not want to do this. Because, I mean, you get like one nor'easter and like this right here is going to be broken up. So, like one significant nor'easter, I mean. It's a question of what exactly is going on with the weather in the Commonwealth. And not just the Commonwealth, obviously, but the world as a whole. And because you have to think that things have become so calm because you're able to find things that should have been disturbed and destroyed by weather long ago that are still, standing. But then again, it's a question of should we take that as a canonical thing that things look the way that they do, or should we take it as they look the way they do because Bethesda wanted to tell a story which otherwise wouldn't have been possible without leaving like a skeleton sitting in a specific position. I think my favorite version of that is within, where is it? Concord. The funny thing is, people tried to tell me I was saying these words wrong, Concord and Quincy, but you actually if you play the game, Preston Garvey actually says them properly. It's because these locations are not named like the actual words. Like, yes, the word is Concord, but the pronunciation of the town is Concord. In the same way that Quincy is named for a man with the last name Quincy. It may be spelled Quincy, but that's not how the man pronounced it, so you don't call it that. Let's go ahead and head in here real quick. Alright. Heading upstairs to the top floor. Yeah, that right there. Like, there's no way in hell that after 210 years these skeletons would still be like this. So it's one of those things where I don't think we take it as actually canonical that, like, it's like, oh yeah, there's been, like, no weather, no ground shaking or anything like that, and like no building slowly, creaking as it collapses over time, anything like that, no wind buffeting the building, causing it to shake and rattle. That kind of stuff. I think we just take it as they want to tell stories and they're gonna, regardless of the reality of the situation. Yeah, it's a good question. Why does the bottom one have no clothes when the top one does? Maybe there was something else going on with that situation. I suppose if I did an analysis of the bones, I could potentially determine what the sex of the two characters are there. But even then, who knows? Could have been a homosexual relationship gone wrong. Let's see. Alright, okay. What's the current quest now? Synth retention, right? Let's go back to talk to Father. It is always an interesting thing where it's like, okay, why are there some skeletons that have clothes and some that don't? Are we to assume that the ones that don't were naked? Or that their clothes have rotted away and perhaps they were wearing natural fibers and so the other people were wearing synthetic fibers that are more durable? Or is it just the case that sometimes they just put in a skeleton without any clothes on just to have a skeleton?
I'm glad to see you return safely. I know the task was difficult, but I needed you to see firsthand how dangerous a rogue synth can be.
I mean, it could have happened with any individual. It's not specific to a synth that happened. And it's not even like most synths you find out there are raiders, so I don't know exactly what his point is there.
Why do you care what happens on the surface? You're in your own world down here.
Because there are forces on the surface that could pose a threat to us, and only a fool ignores a possible threat. We might diminish that danger by correcting the false perception that we intend some great harm to
Nobody would have
mankind.
even known that
But
he was a
enough about
synth
that.
until we went in and
The
used
task
the
is done.
code to shut him down.
And you've returned our synth safely to us. I couldn't have hoped for a better outcome. Well done. While you were away, I had quarters prepared for you. You'll find all the basic necessities, as well as a generous stock of arms and equipment. Go and have a look. I think you'll be quite pleased.
One thing that's definitely strange about synths is that you can find the synth component on them once they're dead, but from everything that we find in the game, it's an indication that it's something that's not retrievable except for in the case of an autopsy, or, you know, effectively you have to go into the skull to get it out. It's something that can't be observed, or like even with an x-ray or a scan. And it's something that can only be extracted once the person's dead, like it's vital to them living. But anytime you kill a synth,
How can
this
We think
my
there was a
quarters?
system glitch. We're looking into it.
Damn it, you're all
Nope, definitely
useless.
not. Next floor up.
In the meantime, tell
I don't
the
know.
others
After
we are hired.
the director's
more
office, I was
patrols,
expecting 2 floors.
more
But
rounds.
anyway,
If you see anything, even
my point is,
remotely
like, you can
suspicious,
immediately
report it
find them when you
immediately.
check a corpse,
Cannot happen again.
but you're not doing anything to find
Your
them.
new quarters are here, sir.
But my point about that is, like, there's an
When you're
implication
finished
almost
here,
that
sir, Father
anytime
wants
you
to
kill a
see
synth, it becomes almost immediately available. Which is the only reason I can imagine that he would have wanted Gabriel killed, or not killed, but brought back, is because he might have eventually been killed by the, what's it called? By just any one of the other raiders, and then they delve into his head and find the synth chip in there, and then, oh, it was the Institute doing this to us. The fact that he calls raids a possible threat. Let's see here. Okay. Can we consider ourselves part of the Institute at this point? I think so. So, let's see. I don't think this character's done Covenant stuff yet. In fact, I'm pretty sure I didn't. Yeah, I loaded an older save, so. I love how we can just show up here and we got Swanson sitting here in this chair, just like, yep, seeing that every day. Could be an organic chip like the clones from Star Wars. Yeah. I mean, the chip itself definitely does not look organic. I don't think I've got any on me at the moment. No. No synth components currently. But yeah, they definitely don't look organic. Let's see. Okay, let me make sure. Do I have any? No, I don't have any points. What is my current charisma level? 8? That's probably high enough. So the interesting thing is that when you check out Covenant, you can find a note saying basically don't say anything about synths or the Institute.
You here visiting
But
Covenant,
you can
pal?
also
If not,
convince
move along.
Swanson to
armed
tell you
people
about
lying
them.
around. Not good for the nerves.
Let's see.
Is that what this place is called?
Yeah, we're a real up-and-comer. A pit stop on the road for traders and such. We're not that big, but we got the bargains. Got a dock that can patch you up. We even got some lemonade. Well, that's what Deezer calls it anyway.
yeah.
There's a small catch, though. We don't just let anyone inside. There's an entrance test. We call it the safe test. Everyone's got to take it.
The fun thing about the lemonade. So I was looking into it and I was just thinking about it. And when you talk to Deezer, or I can't remember if it's Deezer who says this or somebody else, but they say it's a lemonade that's made with 4 ingredients. It's like, well, okay, well, real lemonade is made with 3. So yeah, they say 4 ingredients. Real lemonade's made with 3, which is lemon juice, water, and sugar. That's it. Now, artificial lemonade appears to be made with citric acid, sugar, and water, and obviously the sugar could be sugar or corn syrup or some other sweetener. And then, along with that, probably some sort of coloring in order to give it like the yellow color. So 4 makes sense for an artificial one. Now, I was reading about the history of pink lemonade, and it's one of those things where I read this on Wikipedia, so you never know if 100% this is true, but it was disgusting if it is true. which is, and again, it's also based on a story told from a circus. So it's like, is the source even accurate? But regardless, I'll just tell it. So the story is that pink lemonade originated with circuses because lemonade was a big drink for circuses. But they didn't always have access to lemons, or lemons were too expensive, so they would use tartaric acid to basically imitate the acidity of the drink. So tartaric acid, sugar, and water. Well, at one point, apparently, somebody didn't have access to enough water, and so they found this bucket that a bareback rider had just used to wash her pink tights in, and it had left some dye behind in the water. And so he just dropped in some acid, some bits of lemon, and some sugar, and mixed it up and sold it as strawberry lemonade, and people loved it. And it was pink because, again, the pink from the pants of this bareback rider. And it's just... oh, God. All right. Let's see. Safe?
Interesting idea. Between you and me, what's the test for?
You know what? Don't worry.
Ah.
Safe is one of them psychological...
Let me see. I wonder if I
Just a
back
bunch
out
of
if I can...
questions you
I
gotta
can't
answer.
remember if I can talk to him again about this.
Hey, Swanson.
You here visiting Covenant, pal? If not,
Let's see if I can... well, let's just see if I can
You
do
here
the
visiting Covenant,
persuasion
pal?
again. If not, I'll
Not
just film...
move along.
You know,
you know.
I should have... Hold up. Let me... Because I need to make sure I can actually film this properly, so I'm going to go ahead and load this and save it again. Because otherwise it'll disappear. It's an autosave. Save there. And then let's go ahead and talk to
You here visiting Covenant, pal?
Swanson.
If not, move along. You know, I'm people loitering around. Not good for the nerves.
Is that what this place is called?
Yeah, we're real up... Got a doc. We don't just let it.
Interesting idea. Between you and me, what's the test for?
I probably shouldn't say nothing, but listen. We want to make sure only good people come into Covenant. No undesirable.
The other day I upped
Nobody that
my
ain't actually what they
charisma
seem,
to 10.
you know?
And it, like, every speech goes through just fine.
I'm new to the area. What do you mean about undesirables?
But you don't know about... Jesus, listen. Not everyone in the Commonwealth is human, okay? Some are... synths. I'm not gonna say anything more than that. Just take the test. Pass, and you can come inside where everything's safe. All right?
Do I really have to take the test?
Hey, rules are rules. You ready?
See, the question I do have, though, is am I enough of a member of the Institute at this point for it to make any difference in the main quest line, and or the Covenant quest line, and I just don't know if that's the
Good.
case or not.
Take a seat, and we can begin.
I don't know. I don't feel like going through this test right now, so I'm going to put another save in here, and we'll go ahead and load one of the saves I have within... Yeah, here we go. Because I do want to take a look at her lab coat, because like you said, she does have a Vault-Tec logo on the coat. I also do love the welding goggles. It really does give her a unique look to her. This is one where I killed Honest Dan in order to basically save the people of the compound. Let's see here.
Stranger, welcome to the compound.
Yeah, they do have a very faint Vault-Tec logo on them. This is clearly the security helmet reskinned. But it's a question again, did this stuff all come from Vault 101? I wasn't going to shoot her and actually end up... Oh, they're all hostile now anyway. Whoa! His head just popped right off. Yeah, so again, lab coat is just all that it's called. Let's inspect it. Yeah, that's the other interesting thing is that when it's in its flat form, there is no logo on it. Let's put it on real quick and see what happens here. I do like Kellogg's outfit. It's damn good for damage resistance and stuff. For 2 pounds, not bad. Let's see here. Do I have... No! So is it only when it's on her that it has the Vault-Tec logo? Or maybe is it a fact that because she's a woman and it's got like a different model for a man? Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Stephen B. Follow videos are some of my favorites on YouTube. Oh. Well, I'm glad you like them. Thank you so much for that super chat. Like I said before, I need to figure out a way to thank people who do super chats in the videos, rather than only thanking subscribers and patrons.
Missions must be.
Just because, like, I want to make sure that people do get recognized for that. So I will try to make sure that you get recognition within the Covenant video. I'll figure out exactly how to do that. Now, my main point here isn't to show you the slaughter of the compound guards. We're here to look at something very specific. I do love this plasma pistol. It's bulky as hell and ugly, but does a good amount of damage. As long as you actually hit your target. There we go. That's barred from the other side. Plus, that's not where we need to go anyway. Actually, it is. That's right.
Protect the doctor at all.
Basically, there are 3 levels to the compound. I should have taken the key off of Manny.
Damn it! Where'd you go?
Also, I am not entirely sure if 2 characters are 2 different people here. Specifically, in the terminal entries, there's a character named Emmanuel, and then we've got the guard named Manny. Now, that easily could be the same person, and he's just going by Manny. That's not my point here. There it is. That's the main point we're back here for. Again, congratulations, you made one of the Vault 101 baseball teams. What position do you prefer? So again, this is... Okay, and I gotta say this real quick. It's one of those things where it's a minor thing, but it does kind of drive me crazy. The fact that you can see all this white where the poster's destroyed, it's... I think that what happens here is that they put... And I don't know. I would need to look into this. I think they put these files into the game as JPEGs. Because if you've not worked with JPEGs and PNGs, JPEGs are significantly smaller in terms of the amount of space they take up. But with PNGs, you can put in transparency, and it drives me a little bit crazy when you can clearly see the file type in the image. Because if they had just left this transparent, it would look so much better because you could see the wall through that rather than just chunks of basically empty data file. I really do dislike that. In fact, when I've uploaded files to the Fallout Wiki, specifically when I've taken shots of notes in the Foundry, was the last time I did this, I actually went in and pixel by pixel removed all of the white spots that were put in because the note document file, on which they just obviously they overlay the image of the text, it had that same white background. So again, though, there are basically 3 levels to the compound, and I will talk about this more in the video, but that was level 2 back there. And by level, I'm talking levels of severity of what, yeah, right now I'm wishing I had that key, because even though I can pick master locks, it's always a question of how many bobby pins will be broken.
Fine.
Not one. That's nice. But yeah, this is basically the first level of the compound right here. Effectively, I think what happens here is that... alright, it's E with Fallout 4. What happens is, if you fail the safe test up in Covenant, they tranquilize you, knock you out somehow, and they bring you down here and they put you down on top of this chaise lounge here, as though you're sitting here with Dr. Blythe sitting here, interviewing you, asking you questions, recording the interview, after which you're then taken down to, if they decide you're enough of a threat. I don't know what happens if they get to that point and they're like, oh, they're definitely not a synth. But if they do decide you're a threat, they bring you in here, and they handcuff you, they use the baseball bat and the knife, and they have you handcuffed to the chair and interrogate you further, which you can see the testing right there. And then after that, or perhaps even in the interim, in between interrogation sessions, they bring you back up to the 3rd level. And again, this is not something about altitude of the floor, it's simply in terms of severity of the situation. To the level 3, where there are these 3 cells here, in which they have contained these individuals. So, for example, also, if you were not aware, Amelia is a synth. Amelia Stockton.
Thank goodness. I'm free.
which I will prove to you now. Don't like doing that, but again, synth component. Amelia Stockton was a synth. And the crazier part of this all, I don't even know if I should say this because I feel like I'm spoiling things with the video. But whatever. Her father knew she was a synth, but she didn't know she was a synth. I don't know how that works. Like, what exactly is the situation here? Did he know his daughter was at some point replaced with a synth? And just decided to go along with it because he's friends with the railroad and he's got that view of synths? Is this the... No, it's in junk. Sorry. Synth component. Again, if we inspect this, it definitely looks nothing biological. This definitely looks like something synthetic. And how you wouldn't be able to detect this on a scan, I feel like there has to be something where this has some sort of active cloaking technology within your body, to where it's like if you attempt to run like a CT scan on somebody that's got one of those in them, it basically screws with the image and makes it look like there's just normal brain tissue in the area or something like that. I don't know how else that sort of thing would work. There's a... You say Dr. Blythe. Have a good weekend, Stephen. Again, thank you again for the super chat. We're going to go take a look at Dr. Blythe again, because you say he's wearing a Vault-Tec lab coat. I want to see what happens if I take it off of him and put it on myself. Not there. Oop. Oh, jeez Louise, I keep trying to take the wrong turn. This place isn't even that much of a maze, it's just... It's a little bit of a loop with a string attached to it. There's Blythe. Alright. Let's turn you over. Yep, you're right, he's wearing a Vault-Tec lab coat. Okay, no, he isn't wearing deliberately a Vault-Tec lab coat. Let's see what happens. I take that, and let's see if it's still a Vault-Tec. Yeah, it's still a... So, why is his a Vault-Tec lab coat, but hers is just a lab coat? Interesting. And why does hers show up as a Vault-Tec lab coat? That is odd. And so it's, again, then a question of, did they get this stuff from Vault 101? Like, was there some sort of, or is like Vault 101 not a thing anymore? Did maybe a trade caravan carry off the supplies at some point? Like scavengers went in there, pulled stuff out? Or is Vault 101 basically trading off their goods? It's a question that I don't have an answer to. Why is it that Vault 101 things are found here? And I will absolutely go ahead and go back and re-record the goat, because I want to check on these things. Because again, you're saying these posters were all created for Fallout 4, which I 100% believe. But again, I think that these, if I'm remembering correctly, which I may not be, I feel like these images were in black and white. That kind of like green screen black and white, not green screen, but obviously it's like that green color graded black and white that you find on most technology in the Fallout universe. I'll absolutely have to go back and look, because I could be misremembering that, because I kind of do remember that one actually being in color. So it could even be that they didn't even really colorize these things. It could well just be that they grabbed these images and just threw them on new posters. And maybe somebody was telling them, I need a poster of these goat questions, and they didn't bother to tell them, don't include Vault 101 on the poster. I don't know. Because again, I would need to know the division of labor there, and I just don't know. Like, is there somebody or a team of people specifically that are there just to create posters? Like, is there someone who's even just there to create Vault-Tec posters specifically? Or is it something where basically you've got like a small team working on each location, and you got the one artist for that location who does the posters for that location, then does them for the next one? I just don't know. Well, we're reaching just about an hour here, so why don't I tell you about plans for the future. So, again, looking at getting this Covenant video done. I'd like to say by Monday. We'll see. I'm probably about 50% of the way through the script, but it's not one of those things where it's like I've really got to think a lot about what I'm writing. It's just the fact that I got to get it in there. Because, like, again, I've got the full story in mind, again, aside from the Institute-related stuff. And by Institute-related stuff, I mean I'm going to investigate this as a member of the Institute and with the Institute destroyed, because it's one of those things where Dr. Chambers is fully able to justify what she's doing, even if like you can disagree with what she's doing and her methods, by the fact that the Institute exists. And so she's killing 4 to 5, and she's hoping someday 2 to 3 individuals per synth, because the Institute is such a threat. Well, once the Institute is destroyed and they're no longer producing synths, is she still able to justify that casualty rate? That's what I want to investigate. Let's see here. One of the security terminals in Vault 101, they said they sent it to a security team years prior. Yeah. No, I read about that. But again, like, I think it was I don't remember them not coming back again. I'll have to look into that. I do remember them sending out a team to... Do I remember? Because I think they sent out 2 teams, and I think the first one did come back, and I think maybe the second one didn't. But regardless, I don't think... and it's always one of those questions of, like, what do you take to be the scale of the world versus what it is that they just put in there because they're creating a video game. There's at least like a dozen guards here. Are we to assume that these dozen guards, all of them equipped with what is clearly basically repainted Vault-Tec security guard armor? Like, is this supposed to be... Like, would we consider there to be a team of 12 people that had left Vault 101? When we're there as the Lone Wanderer, there's like 4 members of security, if it's even that many. I don't... So yeah, I need to take a look at the goat in Fallout 3. Yeah, but anyway. So yeah, those are the 2 things I've got left to figure out here. Once I finish the script, I can record the audio. 6. Okay, 6 members of the team. I can remember the chief. I can remember the 2 that are guarding the door to the front door. And I feel like I remember the chief having one with him when he's in... No, that's just the overseer. But yeah, there's a couple more that try to come get you. So yeah, there's probably 6. Anyway, though. Yeah, so once I get that done, though, it's on to... I'm going to be moving on to another Surveil video. I'd like to get another video done in the Dragon Age Quest series, or Dragon Age walkthrough series. But in terms of lore videos, we're moving on to Fallout 76 after I finish this one, and I need to put up some options. I said that last time, and I didn't get around to it. I need to put some options into the poll on the Discord for the next video. Yeah. If you were wondering if you haven't been around and you were interested in the Dragon Age videos, those have been moved off to my new channel, Resolute Explorations, or Exploration. Yeah, Exploration. There's a link to it in the channel below. I think the first set of videos. But yeah, so in terms of Fallout 76, I'll put up a list of 4 videos, 4 topics potentially to cover. I'll have that done by this afternoon, and so voting on that stuff can begin. Again, hopefully Monday for the Covenant video, and then I can keep working on the Surveil videos. If you missed me talking about this before, basically I've been doing off and on revisiting, and then a new site, and then revisiting, and then a new site. In this case, I actually revisited... No, I did the Gilman Lumber Mill, then I did... Forward Station Tango, which is a new site, and then I revisited Black Mountain Ordnance Works. So it's time to go to a new site again, probably one of the new sites that's within the forest. So we're talking the Blue Ridge Bunkhouse, or the Coop, or Organ Cave. One of those sites is the site I'll cover. So other than that, though, again, I'll put up the new options for 76 this afternoon. But I think that'll do it, unless anybody has any questions, and we'll close things out here. I'll give you all another couple minutes here if you have any questions, suggestions, things like that. Again, in terms of recording all this stuff for Covenant, I've done it. I've recorded this content like 6 times. Once basically going the Honest Dan route, once basically going with him until I just come in here on my own. Another time I just showed up randomly coming in here. They're very likely to shoot you immediately upon you entering this place if you're not here with a good reason. So yeah, it's a whole bunch of stuff that potentially goes in the different ways you can interact with this content. And my favorite version of things, though, has to be you slaughter 95% of this entire compound, literally all the guards, Manny, the head of the guards, Blythe, the other scientist in here, you fight all the way back to Rosalind Chambers. And if you, like, don't initially instigate a fight with her, she's still willing to talk to you and talk you down. And so you can get to the point where it's literally just her left in here, and she's like, oh, the people of Covenant, they'll be good friends with you. It's like, really? Because I just killed over half the population of your little operation that you're running right here, but they're still going to be friendly with you? And so you go back to the compound and they're like, oh, I was worried about you. And it's like, probably should have been, because again, I just killed half these people. Let's see. Could you do a video exploring different governments of the wastes? Yeah, that would probably be something I do in June. If you all don't remember, my plan in June is to do basically like a couple of viewer requests regardless of whatever game that I'll be covering. And so that's one of the ones I can definitely do. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The way the guards talk about this stuff, it seems like they're pretty well invested. They're like, we gotta protect the mission. So let's see, governments of the wastes. So we'd be talking Republic of Dave, Rivet City with our council. I don't know if we should count individual settlements. But like Rivet City itself, I think is large enough that it would justify being covered as a government within the wastes. Especially because like something like Megaton, I mean, it doesn't even really have a leader technically. I mean, you've got the sheriff, then you also have basically Moriarty, but I mean the church itself of Holy Adam plays a role there. So yeah, again, it's not really it's a settlement where it's just basically a combination of people that have come together to live. For mutual protection, but there's no real government there. So yeah, but again, and I don't really know if the Republic of Dave then would actually count because it's literally just one family. Unless I'm misremembering something there, but I'll have to look into that. Yeah, Diamond City. No, yeah, they've got a mayor, but let's see. I do kind of wonder, this was a thought I had the other day, and it's maybe something that's even covered in the game and I just don't remember it. But I was wondering if the mayor getting rid of the ghouls in town was something so that basically the oldest part of the population wouldn't remember, like would be gone, so that the younger part of the population wouldn't be like, he doesn't look like he's aging. That mayor has been around for a long time and he looks the same age as he's always been. Which would be something that would be extremely obvious to ghouls, you know, who are now, some of them 200-something years old. But anyway. So yeah, I'll put together a list of 4 videos of potential for June based on viewer requests. Other ones that I've currently gotten so far are things like covering what happened to the military in the wastes, you know. We've also, again, now got these governments. So, other than that, though, I think we'll cut things off here. And again, Covenant video next week, hopefully by Monday, we'll see. And then, again, Surveil video, Dragon Age video, and after that, onto Fallout 76 videos. So, I hope that you all have a good weekend, and I will see you all next Friday. So, have a good one.